So let us continue where we left at part 1. So this is going to be discussion around update operators. It will be completely hands-on part. If you have not seen the part 1 where we have covered hands-on of update functions as well as some concepts around update functions as well as update operators, please watch the part 1 of this updates video. So first I'm going to show you how can we make use of current date operator. So let me try to update a student's collection where student ID is 1 or 11, right? We want to update the last modified field of that with the current date and time. So if I show you right now, there is no such field last modified in this collection. Now what we are going to do is we want to update the last modified field with current date and time. That is when this query is executed. And again, if you look at the output, it says matched count and modified count. Now you can see that this last modified column has been added. So this is how we can make use of this current date function. Now how can we make use of inc operator? Maybe we have some numeric field or scores field or some other fields in our collections which we want to update with some specified value. Whenever there is a new insertion, updation in that particular record, we want to update the value of that field with some predefined value or dynamic value, right? Then this can be of significant use. Now I am going to take an example. I want to update a student's total marks, right? And I want to increase those marks by 20 marks, right? Where the student ID is some value. This is how we can update that. If you look at this total marks, it is 500. After the update, we will see that what is the value of this field. Now if you look at the value before execution of this command, marks were 500, now marks are 520. This is how we can make use of $inc. Now this min function is also very useful. It updates the field if the specified value is less than the existing field value. If the value which is there in the command, it is lesser than the existing value in the database collection, then it will be updated, otherwise it will not. Let me show you an example of this. Again, student ID 11 only. I'm going to specify min operator. This is 150. Can you make a guess before I run this query that which one, whether the marks will be updated to 150 or not? If you have guessed it right, you can post your comments in the comment section of this video. And you are correct. The number of modified records are 1, students ID 11. Let us see what is the value now. Because the value specified here, it is minimum than this value, that is why this has been updated. Right now existing value is 150, and if we specify some value which is greater than 150, it won't update. You can see that modified record are 0, and we can validate it by running this query, and we can see that it has not updated to 160, it is still 150. Okay, let us move further. And same way you can use max and multiply also. Rename field also, I will leave it as an exercise for you to rename a field, right? Or you can refer my queries list over my GitHub page, right? And this also I will let you to practice on your own to keep the duration of this video short, right? Let us move to other fields. Unset also we have seen during the update operation, so I will not do that part also. So maybe I think now you understand that how we can make use of different update functions and operators. In case you have any doubt or you have any query, please feel free to post your queries in the comment section of this video, right? So that I can answer to your queries. I can try to resolve your queries as quickly as possible. You can refer all the commands on my GitHub page. You can find my GitHub page on my YouTube channel as well as the description section of this video. Upcoming topics are delete MongoDB documents, indexes in MongoDB, aggregation framework. So we are going to discuss these advanced topics also. In coming videos you will see that what is the use of indexes, how can we make use of aggregation framework for effective and efficient queries. Thereafter we will touch upon replication, sharding concepts also, and how to design a data model in MongoDB. So all these are upcoming topics in this video tutorial series. You can also consult me on other topics related to big data, JavaScript, serverless. In the end, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have been liking my videos. You can also ping me on any of these channels through email, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook account. Thank you so much. See you in other videos. Thanks.